You're watching the 38th season of Football Friday. Live from WTOK, it's Football Friday with Patrick Talbot and Eve Hernandez. Football Friday begins now.
Welcome into Football Friday. We've got scores and highlights for 7 games tonight. It was a little damp out there, but the temps felt amazing. Patrick, how was the weather at the tailgate?
Perfect. Could not have asked for better weather. It was great. It was great. I didn't even drop a bead of sweat. It was amazing. But this week we're going to go ahead and start off with our tailgate game tonight. Tonight, a special night for former Wildcats as the school honored the teams of 66 and 67. This awesome halftime ceremony honored members of the 1966 and 1967 football team. These were special teams for Meridian High as they were one of the most dominant teams in Mississippi and in the nation. They were ranked number 5 at one point. These Wildcats won 20 straight games, including 2 Big 8 championships and 2 state championships.
I think it's awesome. I think, we had a good thing here and we're pretty dominant, but the thing about it is the relationships you build when you're a part of something like that. And it's just so great seeing these guys here and their wives and our coaches, and it's just a blessing to be able to get together.
Nice ceremony, but now let's go ahead and see if the Wildcats could add on to the celebration. Wildcats hosting Oak Grove tonight. Wildcats taking on the number 1 team in 7A. Warriors with the ball. A.J. Maddox finds Damari Jefferson open. Hits him in stride. No one's catching up to him. Oak Grove up 7-0 early. Next possession for the Warriors. Maddox hits P.J. Woodland on the out pass. Woodland making Wildcats miss, and he cuts it up the middle of the field. He turns on the jet. He's gone. Oak Grove up 14-0 quick. Wildcats need a response. Daniel Hill hands it off to Jalen Rush. Cuts it to his right, and he's in easily for the score. 14-7 now. Wildcats get a stop on the next defensive possession. Next possession for the Wildcats. Hill takes the snap, bowls his way into the end zone himself. Tie game. Oak Grove now trying to get back out in front. Hand off to Kylan Champagne, and he's off to the races. Oak Grove would take a 21-14 lead. Just before the half, though, Jordan Shaw in at quarterback for Meridian. He takes the snap. He's got motion. He's looking to his left, finds Daniel Hill, who makes an amazing catch despite being draped on by the defensive back. Touchdown is upheld after the penalty. Game tied at 21 apiece headed into the half. Great first half for Marcus Boyles and his staff. Unfortunately, the Warriors get the dub in this one, though, 45-35.
And now some homecoming action. More homecoming action tonight. Northeast Lauderdale hosting Leake Central. First quarter Trojans down 6-0 until Arion Johnson hits the circle button spin move into the end zone. Failed 2-point conversion, though. Leaves us tied at 6. Trojan defense standing firm as the Gators quarterback holds the ball too long here. Gets sacked for a big loss. We're going to head over to the second quarter now. The cheerleaders got something to cheer about after that sack for sure. Trojans lead at 9-6, but Jace Jemison wants more. The quarterback keeper finds some daylight, makes some moves. Once he's in the open, he is gone all the way to the house. It would be a happy homecoming as the Trojans get the dub by a score of 43-14.
Now we're going to take it over to Enterprise as they hosted the McLaurin Tigers tonight. This game was all Bulldogs. Quarterback Jace Gunn hands the ball off to number 10, Jaquan Pickens, and Pickens breaks through the defensive line, makes a run downfield, taking this ball into the end zone, 14-0 Bulldogs. Bulldogs stayed hot as Gunn would hand the ball off to Landon McGowan, who took advantage of the edge, ran it in for another touchdown. Enterprise not done there, though, as Jace Gunn takes this snap. He takes a step back and throws it to Tim Miller, who was able to avoid a McLaurin Tiger defensive back, walks right into the end zone. Enterprise wins tonight, score 49-6. And Eve, we're about a month from playoff action and a lot of our teams showing some potential, including the Quitman Panthers.
Yeah.
That was our game of the week. Kind of tell us what that atmosphere was like out there
tonight.
I
am glad you said it because the Quitman fans, they know it too. They showed out tonight. The energy was incredible. And after a 62-42 win over Morton last week, you'd hope the Quitman fans showed out tonight, and they sure did. Not even just the crowd atmosphere, though. The energy that the team was playing with was super high all night. So let's go ahead and get into the highlights for the game of the week. Panthers looking for another big win tonight. They had good field position to start. That's running back Callandier taking the direct snap, nearly punches the dude. Look at all of these defenders that he is dragging with him. Finally goes down in the end zone. The Panthers up 7-0 after the extra point. Next drive for the Panthers, jet sweep to Callandier. He's able to hit the right perimeter. He makes multiple guys miss. Deer had 6 touchdowns last week, and he adds another to his season here. 80-yard score for Deer, 14-0 Quitman now. Early in the first quarter, Northeast looking to get in the fight. Hand the ball off, but Panthers' Carlos Morgan punches it straight out. The refs trying to decipher who came up with it. It's linebacker Isaiah Satcher with the recovery for the Panthers. Panthers offense takes over at the 7-yard line. Who do you think this ball is going to? Callandier takes a direct snap once again, gets some help from his guys. That's his 3rd touchdown of the night. The Panthers get another big win this week. They take down the Tigers 46-7.
Meanwhile, we have a matchup in 6A as Philadelphia in Neshoba hosting the Vicksburg Gators tonight. Let's jump to the end of the first. Will Williams goes for the shotgun to hand under center to convert the 3rd down. Later in the drive, Mekhi Gaddis takes the goal line handoff, pushes his way into the end zone for a Rockets touchdown. Next drive, a big one for Vicksburg. Ronnie Alexander is going to roll out, and he's going to find Tyler Alexander, but the drive would be hindered by penalties, so it was all for nothing. Rockets walk out with a close victory, 21-20 tonight. Nice win for Neshoba.
Just down the road, the Warriors of Choctaw Central welcome in the Newton County Cougars for their homecoming. First play of the game, Keyshawn Ben takes a high snap and takes it 75 yards to the house for a touchdown. Not a single Cougar is able to touch him. 7-0 in just a matter of seconds, but Newton County wanted to raise the stakes. They responded to the Warriors' call. Byron Pruitt takes a squib kick and turns on the speed boost. A kickoff return for the Cougars touchdown. The PAT would be blocked, but 2 touchdowns in just 110 seconds of action. Newton County takes the Week 7 win 26-19.
Meanwhile, it was another dominating outing for the Newton County Academy Generals as they took on North Sunflower Academy Rebels for a district showdown. Conditions were slick, but that didn't slow down the Generals' offense as with 40 seconds left, quarterback Ty Thrash hits receiver Cooper Sabell on a fade route for the touchdown. That pushed the Generals' lead 35-6 into halftime, and on their first possession of the second half, Generals running back Hunter Scarborough takes the pitch and takes it all the way to the house, increasing their lead to 42-6. Generals would go on to win tonight's game, 42-12. So, Eve, just kind of talk about, you mentioned how great that atmosphere is. I think that's something that you and I are really appreciative of this year. Just going out to these different small towns, different high schools, and seeing how behind their teams are, these communities
Exactly.
are.
I'm glad you said it because this is totally different than what I'm used to growing up with, from Michigan high school football and then seeing how Georgia high school football is. Y'all come out so well. Like, entire communities come behind the schools. It's so great to see how much you guys just support the teams. It's amazing to see every single week.
It really is. And, I'm from Oklahoma, and you've got a bunch of small towns and a bunch of small high schools around the city, and I was fortunate enough in my internships to go to a lot of those small towns and small high schools and get to experience those games. So it's kind of cool to see similarities even though we're states away. So I know you still got the big boys in Meridian, Neshoba, Philadelphia. You got all those bigger schools, but the small ones, I think, are where it really kicks off.
That's true.
Really makes it feel special.
A lot of potential here in this area, too, as playoffs are coming up soon. But still to come on Football Friday, we'll hand out helmet stickers and preview some college football.